second place finish if Sexton wins. We're down to the roll of the dice that is every motorsports event in every race when you start.
Yeah, well, that's easier said than done. I mean, I think with Eli, don't think about any of that. And yeah. I was in this position with Chad Reed in Vegas in 2009. And it was probably the worst race I had all year long. And why? Because I knew I just had to get third on there if he won. And I rode terrible. So that's why I'm saying with Eli, it's going to be tough, but for him, like, he's just got to try to keep racing. And look, Jason Anderson's good. Kristen Craig's good. So you can get beat by any of these guys. And although they won by a minute, they can also get, beat by these guys too. So they just need to keep pushing forward. And if I'm Chase Sexton, I mean, you just got to win. It's pretty simple.
Here it is. Maybe the most anticipated showdown we've ever had in this series. It has not been winner-take-all like this since 1996. But now Sexton is up against the ropes. He has to win the moto and hope that someone gets between he and Tomac. Tomac looking to become the first rider in 2015, Ryan Dungey, to win both the Monster Energy Supercross and Lucas Oil Pro Motocross 450 titles in the same year. Sexton not giving up on it. Tomac, already a living legend, looking to add another tremendous bullet to his Hall of Fame career. Let's go. It's going to be McElrath and Anderson leading him into turn one. Sexton a good start. And Craig is able to power his way through into the lead.
Yeah, great start from Kristen right there, and Justin looks like the first moto, but out of the title contenders, it looks like Chase is up there, and Eli, it's 10th place spot right now, so this is a position for Eli. Look, calm down, Chase ain't up front, but it's going to be a long race, but you got to stay clean, my man.
Yeah, he's behind Freddie Norton. That's just inside the top 10 as Craig leads Anderson. Barsha, Sexton is fourth. Sexton looking to make a move on Barsha, so here we go, a couple other players up in the mix.
Yeah, unfortunately for Eli, the guys that possibly could beat him are wanting to right now. Those are, I would say, the best guys outside of Chase and Eli at this race. So he's in a situation right now, and I know I keep saying that, but the situation that he's in, no one wants to be in that, but Eli's in it right now, so we'll find out what he does.
Yep, so Sexton said he was going to be on offense today, and that's exactly what he can do in this moto. Just thinking must win, and he's already there to put the pressure on Anderson for second.
Yeah, Chase looks better right now than he did that whole first moto except for those last couple of laps. So I expect him to be more like himself because he knows he just has to win. And although Jason's in front of him, and then you got Kristen, those guys are going to race him, but not too hard on there. They know what's in title hold. But Eli needs to get up and move forward because just how not getting a good start, you can lose a lot of time. And if Chase, I suspect he's going to move past these guys pretty quickly at some point. Well, that's a long time to try to catch if Eli lets him go.
Hey, let's follow the story. They said there was a surprise waiting for Jet Lawrence now that he's won the title. Jason Thomas is there.
Guys, I'm standing outside and a meet and greet here for Jet Lawrence and Dennis Rodman. This is Jet Lawrence's hero. This was a complete surprise to him, and his management pulled this off. Got Dennis Rodman here, celebrate his second championship, and you guys should have seen the look on Jet Lawrence's face when he walked out here, awestruck. I mean, what a day. What a day for Jet Lawrence.
Well, Rodman said that you need a statue, James Stewart, so you're doing all right, but apparently he came to hang with Jet Lawrence.
Yeah, I mean, listen to Dennis talk, man. He's a fan of the sport, and he's a fan.
Oh, here's the moment here.
There you go.
That is awesome.
That's pretty cool.
Yep.
Now, Tomac's in 8th place, Chase is in 3rd, and Eli is not moving his way up, so it's going to be critical. I think it's important for Eli to keep racing forward because these guys are pulling away, and again, Craig is fast here, Jason is fast here, so no matter what, he can't be too conservative.
Yeah, and Sexton not able. He's shown a wheel to Anderson, but wasn't able to make the pass. Craig starting to get away, actually, a little bit. Oh, no, Sexton's down.
No way.
He hit that bump, and there goes Tomac.
Wow, wow. Now, if we get a replay of that, what you're going to see is Chase Sexton takes a look to the side right before he hits that bump, and I think that's what threw him off. He took a look to see where Tomac was, and the next thing you know, he was on the ground.
It's going to come down to the little things with a championship fight like this, and it just did.
Like, he comes down here, and he takes a little peek right here where Eli, right there, and boom, there he goes.
Incredible. And almost poetically, he gets up just in time to see Tomac go by.
Wow.
And now they're running nose to tail, but it is in, well, actually, it's worse. Sexton has lost more ground. He's out. Let's see where he is in the timing and scoring. No, that is Tomac right ahead of him. Well, this has changed in a hurry.
Yeah. That's wild, and that just shows like how gnarly these guys are. To pay attention, that little look over out there caused that crash, and wow.
Now we're not going to see Eli Tomac, I think, with the full-out attack, at least early right now. He has not done that. He's right now just going through the motions.
I think Chase crashed again.
Is he there? He's not there. Yeah, he's got a rider in between. I think Plessinger now, between he and Tomac. We're trying to figure this out. It's Benny Bloss ahead of Tomac at 73. See if he can straighten this out. Now Tomac has gone around Bloss. He's on the BBMX KTM. Barsha is ahead of Tomac. Where is Sexton?
Yeah, Chase got up right behind Eli. I think Chase fell again.
Oh, we have it.
Looks like gets in there, loses the front end. That's just focus right there. Just losing the front end, and geez, these guys have been so good all year long, and this is championship pressure right here. But this ain't over because Eli, he's had a couple look backs, and he needs to keep racing forward like he needs to win.
You said that's the key to the moto. He's starting to push right now. As Christian Craig continues to lead early in this final moto of the season. Craig has never won a moto in this class. Would love to do it. And he's in great position for it because you don't know exactly how Tomac is going to play this one. Anderson second. Dungey is third.
Yeah, Eli's doing good right now. He looks like he's trying to charge forward, but I'm still at disbelief of what I just saw right now. Those guys have been so, well, Chase has been so focused, and especially today. And you just saw that little look over there caused that, and then another fall. So one mistake turned into two, and it all was over there looking behind you instead of just racing forward. Eli's going to do what he's going to do. So, wow.
Jason Anderson putting in a charge on Craig for the lead. So you're watching the Beta Motorcycles drone cam. He is just not going to lift. He wants the left side. He wants the inside. He wants the lead. He's got it.
Yeah, Kristen knows better. El Hombre's coming up here. You want to see your kids? Well, you need to let Jason go past because he's up here. He's moving forward.
Anderson not afraid to flirt with the trackside markers either. Got a penalty at our last race for going off the track and going too fast off track. Right there, he's right up against the edge. He's like a wide receiver trying to keep it in bounds. Makes the pass.
You can just say I'm a little lightheaded, man. I didn't realize this, but check this point out. Now, imagine if Chase didn't fall and he was able to get ahead of these guys. How difficult that would be on Tomac. And again, like I said, if he had the guys, for Eli, the guys that could beat him was in front of him, and they're in front of him right now, but Chase falling changes his whole landscape right here.
And the gap is pretty big that they've built up. I mean, Tomac is 9 seconds off of Anderson and Craig. So he has a lot of ground he has to make up to get there and to make the passes that he would have had to make if Sexton got there. So the championship pressure was still there, and it had a huge impact on this race. And maybe now Sexton's going to have to log the race of his life. He's going to have to go from 8th all the way through this field.
Now, if I'm Chase, what I'm going to try to remember is that I just beat these guys by a minute and 50 seconds, it seemed like. So I'm only 14 seconds back. So as much as things went crazy, Eli is still right there in front of me. And Eli is probably going to have a harder time moving forward to catch these guys just because of the championship. I think he's going to race hard, but not like really go too hard on there where Chase knows it's all or nothing. So the time that he can make up compared to that first moto can be done if he doesn't make another mistake.
Meanwhile, Ryan Dungey comes unglued and goes down.
Oh, Mr. Coffee, what's up, man? What's up? He's had a tough day today.
2 crashes. Barsha gets by. Plessinger, Bloss, and now Sexton is ganging up. He's passing everybody. He's back.
Yeah, Chase, again, I'm glad to see this. The kid ain't going to give up. We know that. So this title ain't over. It ain't over. Wow.
Things are starting to happen in a hurry. Dungey, in his return to racing, 5 years retired, came back at round 1, blew our minds. Was running 3rd in the first moto. Somebody thought he might win the title this year. I won't name names.
I don't know. You remember that Dennis Rodman statue he was just talking about?
Oh, keep it at that.
Let's talk about Dennis over here.
All right.
No, it's for sure. If Ryan's going to go into retirement, it's going to be after this race because sometimes it's hot out here. It's hot, and he had 2 crashes, but for him, he's still doing what Ryan done. You got to give the guy credit, but Chase just got him, and Chase is moving forward.
Yeah,
baby.
Chase has picked up the pace as we check back in with Tomac using the Thor battle box. He is up to 3rd. 7 seconds behind Craig and Anderson, who's second and first. Sexton is making moves quickly, and we might get to the point here, James. Barsha's the only rider between Sexton and Tomac, and Sexton tried to make the move, couldn't get it right there.
Yeah, Chase has had some issues in the corners today, standing up like after that finish line. And I can see this race playing out like this. Chase moves past Barsha, and Chase closes down Eli, and Eli doesn't close on those guys. So, again, it ain't over yet. It ain't over. And actually, Chase took out 2 seconds from the leaders with Jason. He was 14. Now he's only 2. So Chase coming up and winning this race, it still could happen.
He is only 12 seconds off. That's a big margin most of the time. But the fact that they won the first moto by a minute opens the door to some bewildering possibilities, and Sexton is on the gas. He completes the pass on Barsha, and the next rider he needs to go after is Eli Tomac.
That boy ran like a grown man right here. That's a grown man's pass right there.
Seconds between Tomac and Sexton. We'll check the lap times the next time they come around. See if Sexton's making up ground. Now Tomac, with this beta drone cam, we can see is starting to get the leaders in sight.
Yeah, Eli ran a 2:27 that last lap compared to Jason's 2:29.8 and his teammates 2:30. So Chase is catching Eli, but Eli's also catching the other guys. So it's going to be interesting.
You're going to leave it all on the racetrack. You're going to see everything Chase Sexton has. It's a desperate situation right now, but Tomac is not leading. So the math could still work out, but he's got to get to his championship rival before his championship rival gets to the race leaders.
Yeah, a good recovery by Chase. And like I said, this race is tough. It's hot, and it's only going to get tougher from here on out. So Jason's riding really good, and I suspect Kristen's going to let Tomac go past. So Chase is coming up. He's actually closed down some more time compared to where Jason is. So Eli, if he passes these next 2 guys, which is Jason's probably going to be the harder one, then he got this no matter what Chase does.
There's a lot of time left in this race. We still have 15 minutes and 2 laps to go. A few mistakes from Tomac. 15 minutes, you could save 15% or more on your motorcycle insurance with a quick call to Geico. Tomac is closing. That's a good point you make. It is a teammate he's rolling on as we watch the ETS drone cam.
Yeah, if I'm Eli, I'm just trying my best to stay focused and stay aggressive because, again, not only you could pass these guys, but if you start lackadaising, we saw how quickly Chase went down twice in 1 lap. So the likelihood of that happening again is probably not that good. And when Chase catches him, they're going to be on the move. And he just closed another 2 seconds on. So Chase is coming.
Oh, boy. Now the gap is only about 5 seconds between Sexton and Tomac. About half a lap, he's made up a second on him. Tomac catching his teammate Craig, who's looking for 3rd overall today. There is Sexton. Awesome to have the drone here so we can keep an eye on the gap. Still 13 minutes and 2 laps to go.
Yeah, there's a long time in this, and then that 2 laps, that's almost 5 minutes the way these guys are riding on there. So Chase is on it. Chase is winning, and probably the best thing for him, to be honest with you, is that the fact that he went down. If this championship, if he ends up somehow winning this, I think you could put that on him going down because it changed his whole mindset now. Now he knows there's nothing to lose. He knew he had to beat Eli the 2nd moto, but when you go down, everybody kind of give up. So he's at another level right now.
Send it down to Jason Thomas.
A huge wild card in this is that number 28, Christian Craig, Eli Tomac's teammate. If he needs it, you can almost guarantee he will move over and give Eli Tomac those 2 points. So just something to think about as we keep doing the math.
Yeah, and also, obviously the goal will be to try to hold Sexton off, although Craig and Sexton are buddies from way back. Sexton grew up actually at Craig's house when he was a younger rider in California, and there's the move. Tomac goes around his teammate.
Yeah, there you go. I think the next pass for Eli is going to be Jason. I think that's the one he has to worry about because, you know, just like Craig moved over for Eli, I don't suspect he's going to hold up Chase that much, especially that Eli has the 4 points. Eli's in front, so you don't want to be that guy. But if Chase catches him, he's going to catch Eli and he's going to catch Jason, and it's up to Eli to get past Jason and keep moving forward. So.
Yep. But Anderson would love to win the moto, so he's got some motivation. There's the gap, 3.4 seconds between Tomac and Anderson, but Tomac just ran a 2:26, 2 seconds faster than Anderson. Sexton just ran a 2:24.
Wow.
And what if Sexton gets to Tomac?
I suspect
he's right there.
Yeah, he's going to be up on Eli real
It's
quick.
on right now.
Yeah, it is.
He's going to get there.
Well, the kid's racing for nothing. He just threw, in his eyes, he threw away his title right there. So now he's racing free. And this is the point where I was saying that Eli needs to continue racing like he needs to win. So if I'm Eli, number 21 is all I care about.
Oh, no!
And there he goes again.
Third crash from Sexton, who you know is hanging it all out.
Yeah, I mean, running 224s, he's on the limit. Wow.
Well, it's a winner crash situation. He had to go for it.
Yeah, and he was going for it. Like my daddy used to say, pressure bust pipe, son. Jeez, just lost the front end again.
He's charging everything he can. You see the reaction of the fans. They wanted to see this battle. He's leaving it all out there.
Yeah, he just comes down that hill and just misses this rut right here. And you can't tell on TV, but that's a little off camera, but that is 3 crashes within, what, 5 laps. And I would almost say it ain't over yet.
The way this season has gone, we don't want to predict anything.
Wow.
Oh, he's just hanging it out.
Yeah. I mean, you got to go for it. I mean, Tomac them is still right here, so wow.
Tomac is to the wheel of Anderson now for the lead. Anderson, it's his best season ever in Lucas Oil Pro Motocross. Got 2 race wins, 3rd of the points. But we know that Tomac and Sexton have just had a gear that no one else has been able to match this year. And Tomac, even while trying to manage this race, it's caught him pretty quick.
Yeah, Tomac's definitely catching Jason, and I think that heat's starting to play a factor on all these guys. So, you know, it's important for Eli to get past Jason, like just race past him. I don't see El Hombre racing him too hard on there, even though he wants to win. But if I'm Eli, let me try to get around Jason, because I still feel that number 23 is still coming up.
Yeah, I don't know how well they can keep tabs on that for Tomac with the signal board. Or you're saying maybe don't even tell him, let him just race.
Oh, Eli knows what's going on.
He's checking it out.
Oh, he knows. Yeah, he knows what's going on.
He's glancing.
Yeah, I mean, we just saw Chase, him glancing on there. So Eli knows exactly what's going on. He knows that Chase has fell again, because the way Chase was coming, he would probably already passed him by now. So Eli knows on there. I think the mechanics are probably just trying to keep Eli racing forward. That's all they need to do.
And now the battle for the lead is on. Anderson and Tomac grew up racing together, probably in conditions like this a lot, right along the New Mexico and Colorado border. And now they head uphill in the battle for the last moto win of the year.
Yeah, here we go. I think Eli's going to square him up down here or get on the inside of Jason.
He's going to drive it. Not enough.
There he goes. Now, Eli's doing good. I mean, he's being patient on here. Jason's still riding at a good pace, but Eli's definitely faster right now. It's just important to get around him.
And to try to keep it clean and certainly stay off the ground. And that might ultimately be the difference. Tomac kept it on 2 wheels pretty much all season long.
Yeah, I think Eli's going to get Jason right here. If he scrubs this thing, which he doesn't get a good run, I thought it'd be nice for him to get down the inside of Jason on the next corner. El Hombre, he's not going to do anything to you, but, I mean, you don't want to touch him, Eli. You don't want to do anything to upset the apple cart over here, so it's good to see him.
It's 8 seconds between Sexton and Tomac right now. And then obviously Anderson just a little ahead of that in the lead. Where will Tomac make his move? He's in position to get it on the inside. Not enough.
Yeah, let's see what he does. Let's see if he can scrub, and Jason blocks off that inside. So Jason's doing a good job at holding Eli up a little bit, but Eli's eventually going to get him. He just needs to get him pretty soon.
And this would be it. Because even if Sexton were to somehow come all the way through, there wouldn't be anyone between he and Tomac. Tomac with a big charge.
Here's the pass. It's going to happen right here. So if Eli can stay up, maybe he can square Jason up and get on the inside of this. But Jason's going just fast enough. See if he rails this outside.
Oh, he railed the outside, but it still wasn't enough. Woo!
Got both feet hanging out. You can tell Eli, you sense that. He's being aggressive, and to be honest, this is a good thing for Eli because it's keeping him racing forward, battling him. I know he doesn't want to, but see if he gets him right here.
Sexton checks back in with a 2:27. He's once again the fastest rider on the track, but he's still 8.4 seconds off.
Yeah, those mistakes cost him, but that third one was a big one. So.
Oh, Eli getting close. Swapped it.
Here's the pass right here. He should get to the inside of him. There you go.
He's got it. Power move down to the inside. Anderson fighting him.
Wow.
Anderson fights back.
Yeah, Eli got some, though. If he stays on it, let's see if he can get to that inside.
Whew, how about Anderson not giving an inch?
Wow, this is a big thing. Now, Eli, just stay calm. Stay calm. I think you got Jason in the ropes. I guess he ain't rolling over for you.
Oh, he stalled it. And Tomac to the lead.
Wow, that was odd. That was odd. Well, it was going to happen eventually, but that was odd. He hit neutral right there.
Oh, not stalled. That was a neutral.
Yeah, that was a neutral. You can hear the bike revving up, and Eli took a glance over to see where Chase was, and now he's in the right position. So if Eli can put in another good lap or two, get a gap on Jason, then he can really just finish this thing off.
And finish it with a 1-1. That's the way you want to do it. And the fans, you got to give them credit. They've been out here for 4.5 hours since the motos began in this heat, and they are still saluting the best of the best in motocross, which is Eli Tomac, looking to become a 4-time champion in this class.
Yeah, Eli, I mean, this is definitely well earned. And
Chase has gotten around.
Yeah, I still think, Chase, this race for the moto win isn't over yet. Yeah, Chase is still fighting for it, and again, there's 5 minutes left, so, you know, Eli is up front, but he's not too far, and Chase ain't gonna give up.
No, he can't. Just has to hope for a miracle at this point. The chips are down, but there's still 5 minutes and 2 laps to go. There you see Dungey, after the crash, is recovered. He's gotten back around Barsha for 5th, still digging. Barsha 6th, Plessinger, Bloss, Noren, McElrath round of the top 10. We check back in with Sexton, who's gotten around Craig for 3rd.
Yeah, Eli was actually faster than Chase that last lap with a 2:28.5, but they're about 3 seconds faster than Jason, so I expect, you know, Chase to be able to close up on Jason pretty quickly here and then try to go out to Eli as best as he can.
Can you say about the effort Sexton has put in? He won the opener here. He's been good at this track. He's won races before. But the real question was, did that opener mean anything? Was it a sign of things to come? He might come up short of this title. We're not sure. But he certainly has put together by far the best run he's ever had, A, in motocross, or B, on a 450. Yeah. But he might come up short here.
Yeah, that's going to be tough on Chase. You know, I think if he would have just got beat by Eli, then everything you said, he would have been like, okay, these are positives. But, you know, when it really comes down to it, and he doesn't win this and Eli goes on, I mean, Eli beat him the first moto, but Chase really threw it away this next moto. You really can't say anything else about it. I know Eli had to finish 3rd place, and if he goes on and wins this, Chase is going to be kicking himself for a while on this one.
Oh, no doubt. 3 crashes in this moto. You got to figure a little bit of the pressure, and then obviously later in the race, I think he was just going all-out sprint and riding that edge. He's got Anderson in sight now. Unbelievable. After 3 crashes, that he might still get up there.
Yeah, I think he's still going to come up, and he'll definitely get Jason. I just think what's happened is if he would have been able to stay up and get around Jason earlier, now it makes Eli have to be on the offensive and try to get around Craig and Anderson. So you don't know what would have changed. So I think that's what's going to cause Chase some sleepless nights coming up here, is the fact that he was position and all the opportunity was right there to make Eli have to do and put him in a situation where Chase ended up in and make a mistake. So
he's got Anderson even closer now, just a few bike lengths in it. This is for 2nd place, but he needs to beat Tomac and get someone between them. So Eli is absolutely doing what he has to do under pressure up front.
Yeah, I mean, you're still watching 2 great champions on there. I mean, it's nice to see even Jason up here fighting those guys. So you can't take anything away from like Chase or Eli, depending on who wins this title. I just know as Chase, as a racer, it's just going to bother you. But, you know, nonetheless, he's not going to give up. I don't expect him to give up. I expect him to pass Jason, and I expect him to get close to Eli still, too. Eli almost fell right there.
Eli, yeah, you can see him in our split screen with the Thor battle box as Sexton goes after Anderson.
Now, being in a title position, I know these next 3-4 laps for Eli, it's going to be the hardest he's ever had to, like, mentally focus, because now he knows he's got 5 seconds, almost 5 seconds on Jason. Now he's in a position where it's like, okay, only way I'm going to lose this if I throw it away, even if Chase passes me. And so that whole mentality about racing forward, it's almost impossible to do that right now. And it's going to be tough for him. So let's see if he can keep that pace up and keep at least Jason behind.
Anderson trying to fend off Sexton. Credit to Anderson. Not much to gain or lose here, but he's fighting with everything he's got. Even battled to try to hold Tomac off. And he has put in the effort all year, but these two have just had so much speed outdoors. Sexton is right there now for 2nd.
Yeah, I'm watching Eli also while watching Chase, and Eli's making a few little mistakes right here. But what Chase is doing is actually pushing Jason up closer to Eli. So when you're looking at this as a whole, the worst thing almost could be if Chase actually gets past past Anderson and stops pushing him, because I don't think Jason's going to be able to pass Eli unless he has Chase pushing. So he's almost helping himself, and if he can keep behind him and keep Jason moving forward, I think he might be able to push him up on that. And as soon as I say that, now he drops back to 6 seconds, and Eli pulls out. But it's been a wild day, baby.
Yeah, it has. And Eli Tomac is performing. And look, there were theories, at least. We'll never know for sure. Eli had some pressure races that did not go his way in his younger days. But he has certainly answered the call today. Whoa, big move by Sexton to get second.
Wow, yeah, another grown man pass right there. You can see, I don't know if Jason has an issue with his bike. He was sitting down over that tabletop, and just that issue where he hit neutral after that other finish. He had some couple little odd, little weird jumps, so, or the heat's just getting to him, one or the other. So there's something going on, but Jason's looking back, which is a good thing for Eli. But the moto win, it ain't over yet.
2 laps to go next time around. As the clock will expire, we'll see how close Tomac is to the finish line. Will it be 2 or 3?
There'll be 2 laps after this one. So Eli, 2.5 laps to cap off an unbelievable year racing. SB, a Supercross title, and if he gets this thing, a motocross title, that's a dream season right there. And to do it in this fashion, can't give a man nothing but props. So just keep moving forward. I think there's a couple lappers in front of you, so if he just stays clean, he'll be all right. It looks like he's got about 10 seconds on Jason, so he's got that part locked in. Just stay focused.
Again, Tomac trying to be the first rider since Ryan Dungey 7 years ago to win both the Monster Energy Supercross and Lucas Oil Pro Motocross titles in the same year. And if he gets this, his 5th national motocross title, he'll be tied for 3rd all time in motocross titles. With legends Rick Johnson, Jeff Ward, and Ryan Villapoto. Only Ricky Carmichael and Brock Glover have more than 5. 10 for RC, 6 for Glover, the Golden Boy. We already know that he is in some very rare company. The best of his era, one of the best of all time. And he's checked the box to show that if it does come down to a final round, he can handle the pressure. Because now he's 2 laps and change away from going 1-1 when he needs most.
And you got to think, like when we did the interview with Eli last night, just the fact of him coming up there and just being confident, you know, it kind of relegates to what we're watching right here. He didn't fold, you know, he didn't make the mistakes. He was able to pass Chase, and that just shows a lot. And I have to think that comes from the new team scenery, being able to do his own thing, having little Johnny at home, just happy life, and all you're accommodating to. When it came down to it, you have to say Eli was the strongest guy mentally, because I don't remember a title fight ever going like this. And for guys, whoever comes out on top like that, they got to be strong. So Eli, he's answered some questions about him mentally, and I think it just bodes well for him if he continues to move forward and want to race this thing next year and going into Supercross as well.
Should be for Supercross. He has said that he will not race this championship next year. I know the team keeps saying, hey, man, you're having a good time. We'd love to have you back. Obviously, they would rather not have him retire. But what that brings up, by the way, is it's now 2 laps to go.
2 laps to go. He actually pulled out a second on Chase, so even he stepped up. Now, from Eli, now I just want to beat him. You know, like I'm going to go 1-1, leave no doubt at this point. And yeah, we are watching something special between both these guys, all these guys out here, but it's just cool to be in this seat with you and be able to call this. This is special.
Yeah, this is one we're going to remember for a long time. I mean, hey, I called Jeff Emig this week for an interview because he was in the last one of these title fights, and that was 26 years ago. And people don't forget these moments. And what Emig said is, of all the things he misses about racing, it was that experience. Living that, you have to win this race. It will define your legacy and coming out on top. That he misses the most. That was the pinnacle of his career, to win one of these types of battles. And so few riders even get that opportunity. Nice to wrap it up early.
Yeah, it's nice to wrap it up. I'd be interested to ask Jeremy how he feel about that situation. Does he miss that moment on when that Jeff definitely stepped up, and he beat Jeremy, and it was one of those things just like this. Like, it was mano a mano, and Jeff was the man that day, and he took it from Jeremy. And Jeremy, I remember that year, he was actually better than Emmett, and Emmett kept fighting on there. But when it came down to it, the Fro Daddy got it done. So, of course, for him, that's the best moment. I missed that situation. I wasn't even in it. Jeremy might have a different thought on that one, too.
Yeah, he admits that's the title that got away, no doubt. Jeremy has said that. That's the one he regrets the most. He had some injuries at midseason and probably could have found out a few more points, so he was hurt, didn't do it. But let's turn the focus back to this. This is just adding to the legacy. And by the way, you might remember 12 years ago, the 2010 season opener for this series, Eli Tomac raced his first pro race, and he won. And this will likely be his last race in this series, and he's going to win. Bookending his career with wins, and we're going to show it to you. This was Eli Tomac bursting onto the pro scene and winning Hangtown 2010. A dozen years ago, he starts his career, the only rider to ever win his first professional race, and what will likely be the last pro motocross race of his career.
I need to check stats on that one. I remember.
Well, he had a supercross race. Won.
I'm not knocking it. I'm just saying on there. We'll just keep it.
You did win your first national.
I did win my first national, but hey, it's all good. But it doesn't matter. It's just cool to watch this guy come up and how much he's evolved, because the knock on Eli was if you can get him and get in his head. And I think a couple years ago, if you were to put him in this situation, he would have had a better, Chase would have had a stronger chance to go. So it just shows life, man. You evolve, and not only on and off the track, because I wouldn't say Eli's faster than what he was last year or when he was going beast mode on the Kawasaki. But this guy right here, and as I said in Supercross, this guy's the whole package. He just dominated Supercross, and he came out, and when it was time to step up, he stepped up there, and you can't take nothing away from him. He's definitely, if he wraps this thing up in his half lap, he was the best, and no one else can take that away from him.
You go 1-1 in a winner-take-all showdown. It speaks volumes, and he has checked that box a few corners away. Maybe the best championship fight we've ever seen in the 51st season, as we celebrated 50 years of motocross this year. Year 51, Eli Tomac and Chase Sexton kept us spellbound coast to coast, week in, week out. Fittingly, they're going to go 1-2 in both motos today, but it's looking like Eli Tomac is going to emerge on top.
You want to know what he's thinking right now? If you're Eli, it's the simple stuff. Don't stall the motorcycle.
Yeah.
Don't stall it. I remember when I was winning these races, last lap, almost endoed and doing all this. I'm like, just don't stall the motorcycle. As simple as that is. So yeah, all the hard work is done, and now it's really probably sinking into him what he's done and what he's accomplished. And again, you can't take anything away from Chase. Chase pushed him, and it's only made him stronger. But I can tell you, Chase is going to have a couple sleepless nights after this one.
Yeah, the crashes of his own took him out of a chance to fight Tomac for it. It would have been interesting if they went wheel to wheel in this moto, and Tomac starting to celebrate. An all-timer, a living legend, and the fans who hung out in 100-degree heat all day are saluting it.
Hottest race of the year, biggest much pressure as it has been all year long, and it was still the guy with the red plate. When few of us doubted him, we thought Chase was coming up, he said no, and then look at this.
Here it is, Eli Tomac. Under fire, under pressure, goes 1-1 to win the 2022 Pro Motocross 450 Championship.
Wow, congratulations, man! With the neck burn of the year, I got to give him that one. Wow, what a great season! Congratulations, champ.
Got to cool that neck off. Under fire, Eli Tomac does it. You saw his wife and his child there celebrating, gets it done. And he left everything out there. If this is his final race in this series ever, you can say he went out on top. And with the effort, the dig.
Yeah, this is cool. And you got to give props up to the whole Star Racing Yamaha team. When they took over this program from Yamaha and to help with those guys to come in and just make this.
He is 4th all-time in overall wins. 2nd all-time in overall podiums, and 3rd all-time in moto wins. That is a heck of a career for Eli Tomac. There's the reaction. It's all smiles. Eli Tomac is champion again.